People travel for many different reasons. To relieve stress, visit family and friends, or simply to experience a new environment and culture. Hi, I'm Michelle Garforth. Healing Journeys is a travel show with a life-changing purpose. These are documentaries about people who've chosen to heal from the tragedies and horrors of their past by traveling to a location that'll face their deepest fears and begin that healing process. What you're about to see are trips of body, mind, and human spirit. This is how I found peace in my life through my own healing journey. It was never supposed to be this way, my life. I was young, in love, and I truly believed that forever meant forever. Mark was my forever. We were two kids growing up in a country that was changing every day. South Africa had found its freedom, and I had found Mark, someone stable in a volatile environment. I was a travel journalist and entertainment reporter, and Mark was a 747 pilot for South African Airways and also a little bit of a thrill seeker. My mom told me that when you meet the man that you marry, you're definitely going to know. And I knew. We met at a racehorse event in Cape Town, the JNB Met. I was shooting. We were about to go live, and somebody tapped me on my shoulder. I turned around, prepared to be very rude to this person that was interrupting, but instead I looked into the biggest, bluest eyes that I've ever seen. Our romance was like a fairy tale. We went skydiving, rode motorbikes together, traveled, and 4 months later, we were married. When you know, you just know. I decided to go the unconventional route, and instead of wearing a dress, I settled on a tutu. And Mark decided to take the plunge literally, and he skydived into the wedding. You know, putting aside all the fun and the games, we both took our vows seriously, and we decided to solidify that commitment in front of family and friends.
Do you take thee, Michelle Garforth?
To be my lawful wedded wife.
To be my lawful wedded wife. To love and to cherish till death us do part.
Till death us do part. We charged forward into our future together. My career was heading in a new direction. A shot at the big time in the United States had become reality. I knew that it would be hard in our relationship, and we were having our ups and downs, but I really felt that our love would pull us through these problems. I made the move to the United States. Mark stayed behind and continued his work as a pilot. And one of the things that he used to do was do aerobatics in a Pitts special airplane that we owned. We were soulmates and longed for our lives to be one again.
And if you all raise your glasses, and to my soulmate and wife, Michelle, cheers.
Before my return, I was in the Canary Islands shooting for Travel Channel, and Mark was in South Africa. He had a day off, and he decided to go flying with a mate of his, Mitch. They took the Pitts special up, and Mitch was actually piloting the craft, and he decided to show Mark one of the tricks that he'd recently learned. Mark hadn't called the whole day, which was pretty unusual, and I can remember sitting in my hotel room, and the phone went. And when I answered it, it wasn't Mark as I was expecting, it was my mom. And my mom said to me that Mark had been in a plane crash. And it was a really, really difficult moment. It's a phone call you never want to get one like that, never. I got myself to South Africa and plunged into that black hole of pain and unreality. Mark's parents were very sad. Their blue-eyed boy was gone. I had to put my own grief on hold. And I felt as if that I had never really grieved for him. I felt that I was taking care of everybody else except myself, and doing what needed to be done, and kind of putting my life and my feelings on hold. I wanted to do some things that brought me closer to Mark. Because he was always flying and he was always in the air, I had this need to be up. I wanted to get as close to him as possible. So I chose to climb a mountain. And I figured that the highest mountain in Africa would be the one to get me as close to him as possible. That place was Mount Kilimanjaro. It would take me 1 week to reach the summit, and I'd brought with me a message for Mark. I chose the hardest route up the mountain. I wanted to make the climb as difficult and as rough as possible. And through that, I started noticing the beauty around me, and that reminded me a lot of the wonderful moments that Mark and I had together. And I really felt that I needed to get to the top of the mountain. So as hard as it was, I pushed myself, and I needed to get to the summit to be able to kiss him goodbye, which I managed to do. I got to the top, I made it, and I did have the chance to kiss him goodbye. Just because Mark was gone did not mean that I had to go as well. Life was too precious and fleeting. It was Mark's time to go and not mine. When you have these really very, very deep, tragic moments, the thing is that the sun comes up, the birds are tweeting, life carries on around you, and you just don't believe that things stop, that they should be stopping. Why is it all just carrying on? This is such a momentous, hard, difficult experience that's happening to you. When I reached the summit of the mountain, which I was very pleased to do, I had made a little something for Mark. It was a flag, and I pulled it out of my backpack and took a photograph of myself holding the flag. And I really did feel a little bit closer to heaven. I felt that now I could really wave my love goodbye. I would always love Mark, and one day we will be joined together in heaven. But for now, I had to live again. Now, forever had a whole new meaning. The sign would be left there on the mountain forever, just like my love for Mark. This would always be our special place. As I headed back down, I looked forward to my new take on life. I no longer felt victimized by a crevice in time. I was stronger. Mark may be gone, but I had finally found the strength to survive. Thank you for joining us and experiencing some of the healing journeys that our world has to offer. I'm sure you'll agree that these personal documentaries have the power to show us all how to find our own path to wellness. You see, travel can be more than just an exotic vacation. It can be a life-changing, healing journey.